Hello all and welcome to another episode of the Talk Travel podcast. We're once again joined by Chris from Wendy Wu Tours, who will be sharing expert insights into three of Southeast Asia's most captivating destinations, Vietnam, Cambodia and Thailand, through the lens of Wendy Wu's unforgettable escorted tours. Chris, thank you for joining us once again. Just wanted to start really by asking the main question: what really draws travellers to these three destinations, Vietnam, Cambodia and Thailand in particular?
Well, it's great to be back and great to see you again. And thank you for that lovely introduction. It's great to be back here on the travel podcast. A great question. I think it is Vietnam, Cambodia and Thailand. Southeast Asia is a place that not a lot of people kind of know about or don't actually go there. They kind of talk about it. They see people go in there, but don't actually make it over there themselves. But all three of those destinations have got something completely different to each other. But they also have a running theme running through beautiful beaches, amazing people, super friendly people. Value for money over there at the moment is brilliant. And of course, history and culture. I mean, each area has each destination. So out of the three has got something different. But like I say, also has a running theme of what you can expect from that sort of holiday over there.
Excellent. Of course, in the last couple of episodes, we've highlighted two destinations in particular, Japan and China, which tend to be more popular. Would you say with travellers? So in this instance, in Southeast Asia, with the three countries, Vietnam, Cambodia and Thailand, how does Wendy Wu tailor experiences to highlight the charm of each of these destinations?
I think in true Wendy Wu fashion, like any of our tours, we kind of make sure that we go to all the key areas you would expect. So everything you see on the front of brochures, when you see in postcard moments. I mean, when you look at Thailand at the moment, it's becoming very popular with a younger destination, younger generation. So if you're on Instagram and things like that, you're seeing a lot more Instagrammable pictures coming up. Obviously, the background we've got that on the podcast today, I can see you've got Halong Bay at the back, and I've got the Temple of Angkor. So you know, there's a lot of history in those destinations. So we kind of will take you to all those key places, where it's Halong Bay, whether you're going to see the elephants in Thailand, whether we're up into Chiang Mai up in the north, or we're kind of heading down towards Phnom Penh, or we go into Temples of Angkor down in the southern side of Cambodia. So like I say, all the Wendy Wu tours, we travel like a local. We try and experience the destination like a local, so you get to actually see the destination, and it comes alive basically as we're traveling around.
And you've just spotlighted there some of the key destinations that people are very interested in seeing. Obviously, you touched on the emergence of the younger traveller to Thailand, definitely. Are there any lesser known sites or destinations in the three countries that maybe you would recommend and maybe that are overlooked a bit more?
Do you know what? I kind of think if you've never been to Thailand or Vietnam or Cambodia before, I would say probably stick to the main areas to start with as a first-time traveller, just because there's so much to see. I mean, I was very lucky. I got to spend a lot of time over in Southeast Asia, and there was places that I visited that, again, were kind of hidden. Like in Thailand, you've got everyone goes to Koh Samui, Koh Phangan, or you might go to Phi Phi Island, but there's like places like Koh Tao if you like diving and things like that. So they're little places to go to. If you're in Cambodia, you've got Hoi An and Da Nang. Again, a lot of people do the north, they do the south, and miss out the middle. So if you get the chance to go to there, it's always worth going to see. But like I say, generally, if you've never been to any of them destinations, stick to the core areas, and then obviously gives you another chance and a reason to go back a second time to see those other areas.
Of course. And could you give us an overview of some popular Wendy Wu itineraries in these countries and what kind of traveller each itinerary is best suited for?
Yeah, I mean, like I say, with all Wendy Wu tours, like I say, they've got there's a physical rating, generally it's between 1 and 5. Now, generally, if you do level 1 and level 2s, as long as you stand up, touch toes, and tie your shoelaces, and you can walk a certain distance, you'll be absolutely fine at any one of our Southeast Asia tours. They're not kind of super strenuous, which is fantastic. Depending on what you want to see, so if you're in, let's say, Vietnam, Cambodia, You know, they've one called Angkor to the Bay, is probably one of our most popular tours, and that takes you the breadth of Cambodia. So you get to see Angkor Wat, you can see Ta Prohm, you're going to get to see Byron. You'll also go to Tonle Sap, which is kind of the Tonle Sap is like a floating market, so you get to go there, which is always quite nice. You can do your bartering and your haggling, and then we take you through into Vietnam. So starting in the south, working our way all the way through to the north. So ended up in Halong Bay, which is obviously the picture behind yourself. So that proves very popular because on that tour, you'll get to see Vietnam and Cambodia joined into one tour, which does tend to be popular. You've also got Thailand highlights, so you get to do a bit of the south in Bangkok. Then we're going to take you up to the north in Chiang Mai to see the pandas. Talking about China there. You get to see the elephants up in Chiang Mai. Now, the good thing about Wendy Wu, we are very much into conservation, and the sites that we use and the place that we are going to see the elephants are sanctuaries for the elephants. They're not kind of zoos or anything like that. It is a sanctuary where they look after the elephants, and they get to see the elephants in kind of their natural habitat, but they're looked after as well. You get to experience like a night in a treetop villa or a treetop sleeping area. So again, taking you back to your roots and seeing the destination a little bit differently. So you've got Vietnam, Cambodia, Thailand, and then obviously you've got the other island, the other country that everyone seems to forget, just on the north side of it, which is Laos. So Luang Prabang, again, another destination that's up and coming within that group of countries.
Of course. And you did just spotlight a key tour for yourselves, which was Angkor to the Bay.
Absolutely.
And obviously that encompasses touring in two separate countries. So that's Vietnam and Cambodia, which you just mentioned.
Yeah.
Are there any common cultural differences between the countries that Wendy Wu tour in that maybe people should be aware of and prepare for?
I think with Vietnam, Cambodia, it's I would say if you've been to, like I say, for Thailand, like if you've been to Thailand, kind of Vietnam, Cambodia are very similar to Thailand. They're just kind of 5 and 10 years behind. So I would say Vietnam's probably about 5 years behind Thailand, and 10 years, Cambodia's 10 years behind Thailand. I would say just be ready for the busyness. Like you've never seen busy like it. The roads, you've probably seen them on TV when you're trying to step across a road and there's mopeds and motorbikes going across. The only thing I could say is just walk. The mopeds will go around you. It's just the most amazing thing to see. I would probably say, obviously, we are very much about into safety and make sure also our coaches that we use are all roadworthy and kind of respected. But you will see certain cars and certain bikes on the road that have got 7 or 8 people on a moped, or you'll see a car with no lights on it and no windscreen. So it's kind of cultural difference like that. It's very, very different. The food is very different. So you'll go along the street markets and you'll see people eating cockroaches, like little bags of cockroaches dipped in sugar, and kind of scorpions and spiders on sticks, and very, very different kind of way of life. But it is certain areas are very relaxed, and in certain areas very busy, depending on what part of the city you're in.
Yeah, I think that's it. I think really just immersing yourself in the local traditions, local culture, really just chucking yourself into it. I think
Of course.
you're probably going to get the best out of the tour. In previous episodes, we've obviously spoke about Wendy Wu's work in communities, and obviously during tours integrating and working with local communities, working with local guides.
Yeah.
How is this different, or is this the same for these 3 countries?
It's exactly the same. Obviously, when we are very much about promoting sustainable tourism and obviously giving back to local communities. Wendy actually has just I think it was last year, she donated I think £10,000 to a local school, which was great to see, to help support the locals. On one of our other tours, we've got the Mekong Explorer. It's basically the old Angkor to the Bay trip, but instead it has a 4-day river cruise included in there. So in terms of when the Victoria Mekong ship is Wendy's personal ship. So during COVID, even though it wasn't running, Wendy still had the staff on. They were still paid all the staff to make sure that they had a job and kind of give back to there. And we're always giving back to local communities. I mean, we work with a charity that works with the blind or the visually impaired, and we go to the restaurant called Le Noir. And the restaurant is actually in pitch black darkness. So when you go in, it's a whole experience. So it's an experience on the senses and taste, smells. Because you can't see the food, it's all done through all your other senses. So then that's another thing we give back to the local community there as well.
And do you personally have any memorable stories from your time in these countries?
To be honest, I think it wasn't on a Wendy Wu tour, to be honest, when I was there, but a memorable story I can remember from Southeast Asia. I think it was, we kind of broke down, like we were traveling from Thailand over to Cambodia. And it wasn't, like I say, I'm stressed, it wasn't a Wendy Wu tour and it wasn't a Wendy Wu coach, but it was one of these sleeper buses. So if you can imagine, like 50 of us on this bus, and I'm kind of thinking to myself, how are we all going to fit? And we were kind of just topping and tailing on random people you've never met before. Then the coach broke down, which was another experience, which was fun, because you've never seen anything like how they're changing a wheel. But then they kind of said, right, well, we seem we've stopped here, we're going to go for lunch. And we were looking around as if to say, well, where is lunch? And it was literally stalls along the road. And like I say, they were selling bags of cockroaches. They were selling bags of like insects. And I was just thinking, is there a McDonald's anywhere nearby? If I'm completely honest, because I was like, I can't be eating that for lunch. But no, I would say that was a funny story. I would also say great experiences when you're there. If you're looking for a suit or anything like that, you can have a suit made in 48 hours. Then fantastic quality. So, there's lots of different quirky sides to it. And I think just some of the key experiences and kind of memories for me was just the different scenery. I mean, like I say, you've got the backdrop of Halong Bay behind you there, and it's out of this world. It's absolutely beautiful, and there's so many different temples when you're over there, and different shrines and different landscapes. It just brings the whole of the country to life. And again, the food, very different to Chinese food. If you've had Vietnamese, Thai Vietnamese food, it's beautiful. It's so different to kind of normal Thai food. But especially in Cambodia, because Cambodia's got a very French colonial background, so the food reflects that as well. So it's sights, smells, foods, absolutely everything. All of Southeast Asia is an amazing place to go and visit.
I think you've really brought the region to light there, and yeah, that's a very interesting description. So just looking ahead, in terms of in the region, are Wendy Wu planning to operate new tours in the Southeast Asia region?
Yeah, I mean, like I say, we've pretty much done Vietnam, Cambodia, Thailand, and Laos. We've got lots of different tours there. We've bought some Christmas tours out, which are proving very popular. So you've got Christmas in Thailand, or you've got Christmas on the Mekong. So if you're looking to get away for Christmas, that's something that we certainly got out there for now. If you're a solo traveller, for example, about 50% of our Christmas tours last year, all of our tours for Christmas last year, about 50% of the makeup of them tours was solo travelers. So it's a great way if you're looking at being on your own for Christmas, being with other people. But one of the most popular tours that we've got and we've just released is called Wonders of Indonesia. Now it takes you from Jakarta right the way through to Bali, and it really has got something for absolutely everyone. So regardless of whether you're looking for a bit of a beach stay, so you can finish the tour in Bali, I would certainly extend the couple of days you get to spend there, maybe do 3 or 4 days. It'd be rude not to when you're in Bali. But you start off in Jakarta, you go down to Semarang, you get to go down to Mount Bromo, where we're going to go and see Mount Bromo at sunrise. You go to Flores Island, which is the entrance way to Komodo Island. And in Komodo Island is the only place in the world you can actually see wild Komodo dragons walking around. So yeah, it's one of those destinations. It's not up and coming, but not a lot of people go to Indonesia and don't know too much. If you're into kind of Buddhism and things like that, you've got Borobudur, which is the biggest Buddhist temple in the world, and it is absolutely amazing. When you see it, when you see the sheer size and scale of it, it's not anything like you would normally see. But yeah, Wonders of Indonesia, like I say, is brand new for us, proven very, very popular. And at the moment, because of the Southeast Asia sale that we've got on, because we've just released a new brochure this last week, you can go there. I think it's 16 days and it's 3,990. So it's really good, well-priced tour.
Excellent. And just to finish off, any final advice for anyone considering visiting Vietnam, Cambodia, or Thailand?
Go. That's my biggest thing. If you're thinking about going to Vietnam, Cambodia, or Thailand, don't think about it. Just go and do it. The thing is with these destinations at the moment, the longer you leave going to them, the more built up they get, the more kind of customized the travel they will be. Like if you look at Thailand 20 years ago is very, very different to what it is now. And Vietnam and Cambodia slowly starting to catch up. So to see the real rural areas like the rice paddy fields and things like that, you want to go now, such sooner rather than later before it becomes too commercialized. But yeah, I would certainly say it's probably one of the best destinations that I've traveled to, and I've been very, very lucky enough to travel all over the world. But I was still Southeast Asia is very, very is very close to my heart, and it's everything about it opens your senses. It's just such a fantastic place to go to. Like I say, it's easy to get around. When you come with Wendy Wu as well, obviously we're going to take everything into consideration. Visas, absolutely everything's included, and you can just sit back and relax and really take the destination in for what it is.
That's great. Thanks, Chris, for your time. And yeah, that's really interesting insight into the Southeast Asia region. So really appreciate your time, and thanks for joining us.
No worries at all, Adam. Thanks for having us. Thanks for letting us talk about Wendy Wu, and hopefully we'll get to see some of your customers on one of our tours pretty much soon.